Good afternoon. It's great to be back. We're live once again on One on One. My name is Titilaya Oyinson. It's a pleasure. And in a few seconds, we're going to begin a conversation. Let's see if I have all my ducks in a row. Fabulous. Okay, it's time for us to start the show. Now, you can, of course, be part of the show live. You can make comments and contributions on the show, and your comments will be seen right here on the screen. You can use the comment section or use the chat section, depending on what platform you're watching us from. Right now, we're live on YouTube, we're live on LinkedIn, we're also live on Facebook and Twitter. So once you send in those tweets, use the hashtag one-on-one with Titilayo Oyinson. Please do what you can to subscribe. Click the bell so you do not miss a thing. It's going to be a really interesting conversation. Now, Nigerian chef Hilda Bassey Ef, popularly known as Hilda Baci, attempted to break the Guinness World Record for longest cook-a-thon in hours. Now, Hilda was trying to break the record that was previously held by Indian chef Lata Tandon on Monday, May 15th, 2023. Now, Tondon previously made meals for about 87 hours, and Hilda set out to break that, and she surpassed it by cooking for 100 hours. Amazing stuff. Now, if you ask me, it was a feat that was almost unbelievable to watch, and I think it took the whole world by storm. In the light of this, we're going to be looking at the business angle. We're going to be exploring lessons learned from this world record feat. Joining us to have this conversation is Mr. Olufemi Adedamola Oyedele. Now, he is a project and value manager, construction manager, estate surveyor, valuer, and he's based in Lagos, Nigeria. He studied business technology in Yaba Tech and estate management at the University of Lagos, housing development and management at the University of Ibadan, and international project management at Glasgow Caledonian University. He went forward again to study construction management at Obafemi Awolowo University. All this put together is there's a lot he has to offer us in terms of his opinion on this particular subject matter. He's a principal partner of Femi Oyedele & Co. and CEO of Fame Oyster & Co. Nigeria. It's great to have you with us, Mr. Femi.
Thank you, Tosin Oyinson. It's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for taking our time to talk to us again. It's
a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I always enjoy talking to you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, I saw your article where you basically attacked the business angle and of course, the significance to the business world of breaking a record, or at least attempting.
Yes.
Attempting to break a record.
Yes.
What pushed you to write about this? Were you just jumping on the trend, as they say these days? Because everybody just happened to be writing about it or talking about it. You decided to put something down, or did you really see something unique and some kind of turning point? Talk to us.
Yes, you see, we have so many HILDA BASSEY in Nigeria, as well as the Africa at large. But so many of us don't really want to try it out. We are afraid of failure. We have so many people with ideas, so many people with records to break. But because we don't have that gut, we don't have that courage, and we are not bold enough to challenge ourselves and try it out. We just feel, well, let me keep my ideas to myself. Now, I watched the lady, the chef, and I prayed for her, because I know it is not easy to break record. It's not easy. It's easier to say than done. So what motivated me is the fact that if people can learn from her, they will really go places. There are a lot of things to learn from her courage. There are a lot of things to learn from her achievement. It's not only the laurel that matters, but the effort put in it. If we can also put that kind of effort in other areas of business, I'm sure a lot of us in Nigeria will succeed. That is the motive of writing that article. That I decided there are people, there are potential record breakers outside that we just need encouragement. Just want encouragement from me. And that was why the article was put together.
Okay, I'm gonna have to encourage you to put the phone on silent at this point. I can take a few seconds to do it. You're a very busy man.
Interview, I'm coming.
Please put the phone on silent so that it doesn't distract you, because we have so many questions to ask of you today, and we're going to do what we can to get as much information from you as possible. Now, when it comes to writing, putting together articles, there's always the beginning, middle, and end of a story. Hello? Okay. It does seem like we have to hold on for him to make some adjustments. All right then. So when it comes to putting together an article, there has to be a beginning, middle, and end. And it does feel like a story like Hilda Baci's is just beginning. This is not. It's just the beginning for her, but it does feel like there was a lot that she had already put in place before even attempting to break this record. I wanted to ask a bit about the research you did and your findings before you put together the article.
Huh?
Did you hear what I said?
Can you say that again, please?
Okay, I wanted to ask a bit about your article and how you put it together. What sort of research you did, and what sort of efforts you put towards getting information about it. I mentioned that every story has a beginning, middle, and an end.
Okay.
Yes. And of course, once you have a story that has a beginning, middle, and end, you sometimes are tempted to start writing about it before you get to the climax of the matter. So, what would you say you were able to gather when you were doing your research for this article?
Yes. When I was researching to write this article, I was able to gather the fact that to succeed in life, you need to have goals. That's one. You need to have goals to succeed in life. You must have goals. You must aim. You must aim at something. You must aim at success. That's one. Two, you must try it out. You must implement. You must attempt to operationalize that goal. And then three, you need resilience. There is no success without story. There is no way you can achieve without pains. So you need to be resilient because it's not easy. If it is easy, everybody will be beating that record. Then the four, you need the support of people around to be able to succeed in life, because when you are into business or when you are to a project, it gets to a point that you feel bored, that you feel tired. So when you get that little encouragement, it will push you to your destination. That was what I gathered by watching that lady called Hilda Baci. And I said, if I can put this together, there are people outside there that will read this article and it will ginger them to be successful in life. That's just all.
It was actually a very remarkable feat. It was very interesting to watch, and you put together quite a lot of information in your article. Let me see if I can find that article and share it with everyone. Let me see if I can open it up.
Hello?
Yes, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm not sure. Maybe increase the volume on your phone. Would you like to increase it?
I tried to increase it. I don't know.
Okay. Can you hear me better now?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Is it better now? Can you hear me now?
I've not stopped hearing you at all. I've been
Can you hear me?
Yes, I've been hearing you throughout the conversation. I haven't lost your sound at all, thankfully. But what I would like you to talk about are the business angles, the lessons learned from the article. Of course, you did research for, and of course, this attempt at breaking a Guinness World Record. What are the business lessons that people can take from this?
Yeah, okay. Although there are so numerous lessons, numerous business lessons that we can learn. But in that article, I wrote about 7. I wrote about just 7. Now, the first business lesson that we need to learn, that we can learn from Hilda Baci is that when you want to do business, you must have your mind on something. You must have purpose of doing business. You must be interested in achieving. And then another lesson is that conception, that is, having an idea is easier than implementation. If you just note that everybody has dreams, but not everybody will achieve their dreams because of fear of failure. Now, probably when Hilda was uh, proposing to cook for 100 hours, she has never done it in life. I'm sure, because she has never done it in life. She has never done it before. She has never cooked for a long time, like 100 hours at a roll before. She put it in her mind that, yes, I need to break this record. I can do it. And then she applied to practicalize it. So when you want to go into business, the first thing is that you must have it in mind that, yes, I can do it. But you must also have it in mind that it's not going to be easy. Because if it is easy, everybody will be doing it. So when you set out, you must also be prepared to be resilient. You must be prepared to take risk and to beat every obstacles that you are going to meet on your way to success. So these are things that I think these are the business lessons that I think we can learn from the achievement, the world record feat of Hilda Baci. At a point in time, she was weak. She felt, can I continue? But with the support of people, with the motivation of people around, she continued. So in that my article, I recommended that there are a lot of Hilda Baci, especially among the youths, and I suggested that government should try to fix these youths out and encourage them to be in business. For example, there is no reason why we should not have enterprises development agency under the Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment, or under the Federal Ministry of Labour, and which aim and will be primarily to make sure that a lot of people go into business, because Government alone cannot do it. Government alone cannot employ the adults, the whole adults that we have in Nigeria. There is little that government can do in terms of employing people into the civil service. But if government can encourage people, citizens, to be businessmen, to be employers of labor, to have their own business, then the country will be better. That was just the content of that article. That people should just see Hilda Baci as a model, learn some things about her, and then try to practicalize what they have learned about Hilda Baci. Surely the abject poverty that we have in the country will reduce if a lot of us can copy Hilda Baci and practicalize what she has done. I'm sure there are a lot of people that can breach records in Nigeria too. It's not in a cook-a-thon, it's not in long hours of cooking. There are a lot of people that can lift weight, but because they are afraid, they have not bent down to touch that weight. That is why they cannot carry it. So I'm encouraging them that touch the weight first, lift it. If you don't attempt to lift a weight, then for life you will never be able to carry it. So try as much as there is no harm in failure. If you attempt now and you fail, the second time will be better. So,
Well said.
and
Well said.
I also
Well
mentioned
said.
that nothing venture, nothing wins. When you don't venture into a trade or business, you don't have story to say. Like somebody said, that if you attempt a business and you succeed, you become a happy man. But if you attempt that business and you fail, you become an experienced man. So you don't get experience without attempts. That's just it.
Thank you so much. I wanted to touch a bit on risk, this issue of risk, because it's so obvious that she must have taken a very high level of risk when attempting to break the Guinness Book of Records for record for longest cook-a-thon. You know, she must have invested quite a lot. It feels like a very heavy investment put together to perform this feat. Not every business owner would feel probably encouraged to do something like that, especially in the financial climate we find ourselves in today. So let's talk about risk. Breaking records is one thing, but how do we mitigate the risk that comes along with it?
Yes. There's no venture, there's no laudable venture without risk. Now, we have so many different types of risk. There is a risk we call a reputational risk. Let us assume that in our attempt, Hilda Baci failed to be.
Okay, it does seem like we've lost sound from.
Another activity.
Okay.
Or attempting another competition will be very difficult for her. So that's a risk. The other risk is the time involved. A lot of us don't want to take that risk because we don't want to fail. We don't want our effort out. So we believe, of what benefit will it be if I attempt and fail? So I don't want to waste my time. It's like somebody digging, a speculator, just digging a well to look for gold without any tool to test whether surely gold is beneath. You know, it's just a trial and error. So most successes in life is about trial and error, and it's a risk. It's like you are when you are taking a pool. when you are staking your money on a bet. That's how generally life is, and how business is. You see, if somebody tells you that when I wanted to go into this business, I was 100% convinced I will succeed, is a lie. I will tell you that is a lie. There is no successful person in life that knew from the beginning that I will succeed. So there is usually that element of risk. It may either be financial risk in a situation where you are investing money. Then we have financial risk because you are investing your money and the money may not come back. That's one. Two, it may be environmental risk. Three, environmental risk is, so for example, somebody trying to go and buy cows from the north. And you know, as a businessman, what you try to do is to maximize your profit. So because you are going there, you don't know how much you are going to buy the cow, each cow, and you don't know how much you are going to sell when you come back to Lagos. So you will try and enter bus instead of using flight. You enter bus. So there are a lot of risk. Even when you use flight, there is a accidental risk. Accident can happen. So there is no business or there is no venture in life that doesn't have its elements of risk. We also have what I will call the legal risk. What if in attempting to break that record, they just say, no, she is not qualified to contest you because of one thing or the other. So there are a lot of risks that one must not even, when you want to achieve, you don't even consider those risks. You just try, because they are during risk management. There are certain risks that you can reduce. There are risks that you can transfer, and then there are risks that you can avoid. Now, breakdown risk. I'm talking of Hilda Baci now. In our own case, there is something we call breakdown risk, which is a health issue. To hedge that risk, she was allowed to be sleeping 10 minutes, I think 10 minutes for every 1 hour. So she was sleeping, but she could not sleep very well. So if you are not a strong person, before you even do the first say 30 hours, you break down. That's some of us. We cannot do 2 days without sleeping. Like me, I don't think I can do 2 days without sleeping for 8 hours.
Mm, mm, mm. All right. So I'm thinking, because of time, we don't really have much more time to go into too much more. But let's think of some actionable steps.
Yes, in that adventure, and then
So can we take some
she
actionable steps?
she overcome all the risks.
Can
So
can we touch on some actionable steps that businesses can take? Some steps that businesses can take to incorporate, the business lessons learned from the attempt at breaking the record.
hello.
Yes, I was saying, could you give us some actionable steps? What would you advise business owners to do in order to learn from the strategy or adjust their own strategies and operations?
Yes, the common lessons that the businesses can learn from Hilda Baci is that, one, you must have aim. You must have aim. You don't have to be a professional before you start business. No, you must have aim. You must have idea of what you want to do. You must have a destination. You must have goals. What do I want to do? Do I want to become a furniture maker or furniture seller? That's two. That's one. Two, you must have idea. you know, the Hilda Baci didn't just enter into that competition without knowing how to cook. She is a chef. She contested in 2021 Face of Jollof in Africa, and she won. So she was not a rookie. She was not a first timer in cooking. The only thing that she attempted to do was to cook for a longer period, which she has never done before. So to go into business, you don't have to be doing the business before. You can start as a fresher, but the thing is, one, you must have goal. You must know what you want to do. Do I want to open a bookshop or a furniture showroom? That's an idea. That's a goal. That's that is a aim. Then two, you must know about that business a little. You don't have to be a professional. You don't have to be a master or an expert in that field. Then three, you must be resilient. There are some businessmen, they will tell you that they failed 1, 2, 3 times. It was just because they were resilient, they were stubborn, and then they just decided that, look, it is either this business or nothing that made them to succeed in life. At times when you start a business, you just have your teething problem at the beginning. But if you continue and then you believe that there is no gain without pay, then you overcome. Then the third one is that three, you need some people to encourage you. Probably your bank that or insurance company. You need a supporter when you are doing business. That's another. You need motivators. You need admirers around, people that can be telling you. That's why in Nigeria now, a lot of people are having what they call consultants, especially the tertiary businesses. You have consultants, people that can train and retrain you, people that can motivate you, people that will come and then audit your operation and tell you these are where you mix it, or these are the areas where you can improve and you get better profits. Because when you start as a startup, your aim should be to become a unicorn. It's not your aim shouldn't just be to be breaking even, eat and pay rents and pay worker salaries. Your aim should be to become the best in that field or in that sector. So then the fourth one is that if you want to succeed in life, you must be seeing the goals. You must be seeing the goal. You must be convinced that you will succeed. You must not be a pessimist. You must be an optimist and say, you must be seeing the goal in form of dreams. Then it will surely push you to your success point.
Amen to that. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us once again on One on One. Thank you so
Thank
much. Thank
you,
you so much for
Mr.
joining us.
I know it's another day today. Thank you very much.
Yes, it is. Thank you. I appreciate you, sir.
Okay.
There's so much we can learn. And of course, if you haven't seen Business AM's article, you should check it out. We had Mr. Olufemi Adedamola Oyedele here, principal partner of Femi Oyedele and Co., joining us on One today, giving us the business angle, exploring some lessons learned from the Guinness World Record attempt by Hilda Baci. Now, there is still quite a lot to talk about. There's so many great conversations that we still have to have. Make sure you watch this space. Why not subscribe to this channel, follow this handle, and look out for when we are live next. There are always great ways for you to contribute to the segment. And of course, if you would like to be on one with me, all you have to do is send an email. That's dynamitepodcastnetwork@gmail.com. That's dynamitepodcastnetwork@gmail.com. All right, then. Thanks. And I will be back very, very soon. Just watch this.